the worst movies
of all
ever
time.
made.
It's so bad it sounds amazing. I don't know, bro. At this point, we all done seen every single clip of Ice Cube from that War on Worlds movie. And if y'all ain't seen the clips, you missing out because they everywhere. And I didn't see the movie yet, but I seen enough to know this was not Ice Cube's best movie. So we're gonna see. I'm assuming this person seen the movie. We're gonna see his review on the movie for me, and I'm gonna decide if I should watch it or not. And if y'all really want me to, comment down below. I will do a reaction of me watching the movie for the first time on the channel. If y'all want me to do that, I will do that. So just let me know, bro. But let's get to the video with that like with the sub button too. All right, this video is about PointlessHub, War of Worlds 2025, the greatest film of all time. Let's get to
it. In 1898, H.G. Wells published the novel The War of the Worlds.
Okay, so I know like it's
fundamental
like
bedrock
the movies of it. This is
early
like a remake,
fiction.
right?
Since then, the story has been adapted many times.
Yeah.
2 were set in America, reflecting the fears of the age. Some were set back to the time of Victorian England.
Oh my.
There have always been adaptations of War of the Worlds.
Okay,
and
okay.
there will always be adaptations of War of the Worlds.
Oh,
but
they don't have
none
no time
were
soon in
ever
real life.
or will ever be as f***ing terrible as this one, where it's just Ice Cube reacting to YouTube videos.
No way, bro.
Get away from that!
Not my boy Q. Yo, every time I see the clip, I start dying laughing.
War of the Worlds Prime Day Edition
Come on,
is one of the
Q.
most unfortunate films
Come on,
I have
bro.
ever seen. It is truly so astonishingly bad that it is beautiful. A work of modern art. And I truly mean modern art. As in, most people will hate this, and it was probably a tax write-off. But for those that have the eyes to see, this is a piece by the masters.
Okay. So should I watch it? Y'all let me know how I watch it, bro.
Found footage is a genre obliterated by the sands of time. I remember when some people thought Paranormal Activity was real. Then after a dozen sequels, nobody wondered anymore. But that set off a whole trend in the 2010s.
Chronicle.
So many.
Oh my gosh, Chronicle, bro. Chronicle was one of my favorite movies growing up, and that was scared the soul out of me. But I love Chronicle.
Quality movies, all culminating in the rom-com that was Apollo 18. Found footage spawned entire subgenres. Whole new ways to have an hour of nothingness end in a jump scare. And there was a subgenre where the computer screen itself was the camera. Imagine a whole movie where the characters just FaceTime each other. Wouldn't that be scary? Wouldn't that speak to the young people who never touched grass? This bold new subgenre was called Screen Life. And it spawned many such classics like Megan is Missing, Unfriended, and Open Windows starring Elijah Wood. It's not a big subgenre, or even a particularly good one, but it's simple, it's cheap, and it literally only works for scary movies.
It gets the job
War of the Worlds is none of these. This is not a small-scale movie. This is set during a fairly large-scale event. One of the biggest possible, really. A War of the Worlds. Remember how Tom Cruise had to stop his son from going off to die on the front lines? Or how he had to escape from getting juiced by the Martians? Well, what if instead of that, we just had Ice Cube doom-scrolling at his desk?
Victories and defeats.
Yo, it was so bad that clips like I feel like it's not real.
War of the Worlds is one of the worst movies I have ever seen. But I am so happy that this shit show exists.
I ain't gonna lie, I need to hear from Ice Cube. I need Ice Cube to speak on this, bro, because the clip was so bad. I just feel like it can't be real, bro. There's something. There gotta be something we missing. There's something. Ice Cube, say something, please. Come on now. Look at.
I don't know what this says about the direction of Hollywood. It's certainly going right off a cliff, but I don't care. This really is this decade's equivalent of Sharknado, except Sharknado is a better movie. Even those dozen sequels were better than this, and Gen Xers ran that joke right into the ground. It's funny how despite being 2 decades apart, these movies look remarkably similar, and it's probably because they had the same budget of an empty bag of Ruffles and a dead rat in a glue trap. Movies are a collaborative effort, which means that, just like with any group project, some people really give a shit, and others just don't. War of the Worlds had, like, one guy who really cared, really wanted to be profound, and everyone else just waited for the bell to ring. Did anyone try? Did they know what a joke this all was? Was this actually just a shitpost? I don't know. But as with any found footage movie, really, it's the mystery of the whole thing that makes it interesting.
Big brother.
Ice Cube is a Fed who works for Homeland Security. So we're off to a good start. This is William Radford, an analyst who spends his entire day monitoring everything and everyone, all to make sure Washington, D.C. doesn't blow up.
Okay.
Yep, this is certainly stock footage. Everywhere has a low to medium threat level. Everywhere, except for the Department of Homeland Security. That's just really funny. No known breaches, no suspicious activity, no known events reported. It analyzes this cop and concludes that he also has no known breaches, no suspicious activity, and no known events reported. Okay, so question, what does that mean? Why does it have the same conclusion for this man as it does for the Capitol building? What are the implications here? Is there a chance this cop himself could be breached? Or has the U.S. Capitol been suspicious in the past? I want to know. We're only a minute in, and my only knowledge of Ice Cube's character is that he stops the police from being violated on the streets of America.
Oh my God.
That was easy.
This is a movie that doesn't just use stock footage. This is a movie that is only stock footage. As much as the small budget allowed. Everything from the high-tech security, to CNN, to even the random videos online. It all looks like something you'd get from Storyblocks. Or hell, even from YouTube. Literally. GameCube spies on everybody.
Hey, don't do Cube like
daughter, her boyfriend.
I'm not your daddy, man.
Right.
He knows where she walks. He knows what's in her fridge. He even refunds his son's flight simulator game. Holy shit, dude. He seems a little controlling. They probably should have told their mom to dump him in the first movie.
Oh man, she's a breeder.
That's a classic right there, by the way.
Homeland Security is tracking down the online hacker known as Disruptor.
Okay.
Get it? Because he disrupts stuff?
It's pretty straightforward.
Classified documents proving the surveillance industrial complex killed Epstein.
They labeled Timu Anonymous as a domestic terrorist. So anyway, aliens attack. War of the Worlds doesn't really have any scenes. It has events. Things just sort of happen in an unfiltered flood before it ends after an hour and 30 minutes. Ice Cube getting a notification on his computer is the plot.
Get on Zoom!
If something happens, or if someone calls, then Ice Baby will click on it, and then probably make this face. He reacts so hard to situations he has absolutely nothing to do with. Like when the aliens show up, the president declares a War of the Worlds.
I see no other option to initiate this War of the Worlds.
Which is a great line.
The title in there.
Good job, Kenneth. And then the war just happens immediately, like in the span of an hour. During this whole war, Ice Cube is just watching clips online and freaking out.
This is a reaction,
He is so invested.
Take your intergalactic asses back home! Back home!
It is actually insane. The world mobilized against the aliens in the span of like an hour. So, while watching this thing, I started paying attention to the times, right?
Okay.
Because I knew this movie was not competent enough to keep the time straight. And I was right.
Bam!
So, this entire movie takes place between 9 a.m. and roughly 3 p.m. Ice Age the Meltdown logs in at 9 a.m. The aliens attack at
9:52 a.m.
Oh God! I might react like him too!
And then the war begins and the aliens start sucking our data at roughly 10 a.m. Then we actually skip a few hours, going from 11 to 2, and the movie ends at what appears to be evening at the late time of 10 a.m. That's right, going from purely the clock on the computer, this movie begins at 9 a.m., goes all around, and ends at 10 a.m.
So the whole day.
They didn't even try. The underpaid team forced to do these graphics probably just thought, fuck it, who's even gonna notice? Well, I did.
He did.
I noticed. Much like the inconsistent times, War of the Worlds will also fill you with inconsistent feelings, if you feel anything by the end of this at all. What even is a movie? Are we meant to feel anything by watching these moving pictures on the screen at all? I don't know anymore. Take literally any scene, and just imagine what the filmmakers intended you to feel.
It's called Goliath.
That's fake news.
Are we meant to feel suspense? Are we meant to feel sad?
I don't know.
Jubilant? Or are we meant to take a break and pause the movie?
Maybe the goal of this movie was to have us asking these questions. You know what I'm saying? Because now look at it. It got you questioning life. And maybe that was the goal. Maybe
how does one react to a fictional alien invasion on someone else's Twitter feed? How does one react when this guy reacts to every single news update like this? This is really the cinematic equivalent of watching the Manning cast. The film itself is its own second screen experience. We are watching someone else watch a movie.
Something else. Okay.
There are a few scenes in here that are just incredible. One is Ice Cube hacking a Tesla. I'm not even going to get into that.
Listen to me. I got you.
But another is this one. So Ice Cube's daughter, Faith, walks out of cover to get into plain view of the tripod.
Okay.
Ice Age says the most obvious advice ever.
Get away from that! Okay?
This thing shoots down a chopper in a scene that looks straight out of a mobile game. Not even the ad, the mobile game itself. And she starts running.
Yo, I will say, the mobile game ads, they be looking fire.
You know, in other found footage movies, when the cameraman is running and you kind of still see what's in view?
Going.
You know why they do that? So it doesn't look like this. If this was Cloverfield, that chopper would fly dramatically close and just barely miss. But that'd require, you know, a budget. So the crash is all off screen with sound effects.
I'm so confused.
Really
this couldn't have really happened.
Is the editing. It may be the funniest thing I have ever seen. Screen Life movies are meant to be about the immersion, where the minimalist approach speaks for itself. That is not what happens here. The edit f***ing zooms all over the place. Random close-ups at Ice Cube screaming, bouncing and cutting everywhere, zooming in, zooming out, panning with a blur. This is not the visual language of a movie. This is the visual language of an internet shitpost.
Why is it so bad?
Get to the data.
Actual scene.
This entire film is edited like a stream highlight. If this was a group project, then there would be like 2 kids who actually tried, a bunch of kids who really didn't do anything, and then one little goblin editor who actively sabotaged everything. Because fuck you. He's the hero of our story.
I react to this
if you think about
channel,
it, this style is kind of fitting. Every War of the Worlds did reflect people's fears at the time. Maybe this is just a reflection of our fears of streamers. Run, Tom Cruise, the VTuber's gonna get ya! Honestly, that's a better message than the actual fear the movie tries to soapbox about. As you see, the aliens aren't simply here to take over the Earth. Oh no, they are actually here for our data. Like, computer data. And then they eat it. They eat your browser history. This is what we get for saving our passwords.
They're hacking the internet.
War of the Worlds just stops being War of the Worlds about halfway through. Much like a butterfly, it evolves into something more. Despite suffering from an actual alien invasion, the real enemy all along is America. More specifically, Agent Coulson, but it's funnier to say America. You see, although Ice Cube worked for the deep state, the plot twist here is that there was an even deeper state. The hacker disruptor wanted to stop the government from launching the Goliath program, a massive surveillance system that would allow the US feds to track everyone's personal data and information. Isn't that something they can do right now? Seems like the government can see everything already. They were literally listening to this person's phone call in their car on the highway. What's the difference? We never find out. All you gotta know is that the feds and ICE keep trying to catch Disruptor and charge him as a domestic terrorist. But they can't find him because he uses a VPN. Who is this Disruptor? Who are these hackers? Who are these people? To find out, Ice Cube decides to use a voice encryptor on Disruptor. Something he never once thought about doing until this very moment.
I was like, that was that simple?
He discovers the terrible truth.
It's his son.
You see, Disruptor is actually...
It's his son.
Jake.
I know it.
His son.
My own son is hacking the government.
Jake tells his Fed dad about how the aliens aren't here to simply conquer Earth. They are here to literally eat our data using these little bugs. They eat electricity and digital information to grow stronger.
How does he know the aliens?
The stakes have never been higher. The entire invasion has actually been a ruse, so the tripods can get to the servers of the federal government and suck this Earth planet dry. They've been scouting Earth for years, but now that we have Goliath, they're here for real. This is when the movie loses its fucking mind. There are no more rails, we are in free fall. Agent Coulson knows that the aliens are here for Goliath, and he doesn't care. He is just fully hamming it up.
We're safe. I kept the safe. You risked all of our lives just to spy on people's Amazon carts.
What do you have to gain here,
Amazon
dude?
got a sponsor.
We can't track our babies. How can we protect them?
So the aliens just start sucking all of the data from the computers. And without the data, the military literally can't fight anymore. Planes just start ragdolling like they were in Source. The entire stock market plummets. There's riots on the street. And what's worse? Facebook is deleted.
No!
Oh god, not Facebook. What will we ever do without Facebook? I love how mad he is about it too. He's like, fuck! So, this entire invasion is
all my
because of the
followers.
US deep state. The war on terror, the Patriot Act, No Child Left Behind, all led to this. Alex Jones was right. It's so funny that it took an actual alien invasion for Ice Cube to suddenly change his ways. Like everything that came before for the last 2 decades, that was fine. But now, he's like, oh god, are we the baddies? You spied on your daughter's fridge. The only character arc in this entire movie is a guy in 2025 learning that working for the Department of Homeland Security might be bad. He was perfectly fine with the old surveillance system that figured out if the cops had been violated, but this Goliath thing? Oh, that's just one step too far. Not the Amazon carts! He gets fired for that one.
Congratulations, Dad. You're officially a disruptor.
What follows next is the most dramatic scene I have ever seen, involving a guy losing his internet connection.
This sounds so bad.
I get it, though. This is how it feels to me in real life, too. This movie speaks to more people than it will ever know. How will he buy anything now and put it in his Amazon carts? Okay, so are we there yet? And Jake have an idea. If the aliens are eating all the data, why not poison the food? This is War of the Worlds, after all. So of course these aliens have to die to a virus.
What site y'all was on to get that virus? Come on now, I know you're talking about.
Should've saw that coming. The rest of the movie is all about delivering this computer virus into the servers of Homeland Security, where ICE-type works, killing the aliens who eat the data in the process. Problem is, the building he works in is on lockdown. He literally cannot leave. So, how do you deliver something to a facility that is absolutely inaccessible? It's simple. You use Amazon. No, this isn't a joke. This is the climax of the movie.
They said we get our money back.
Ice Cube's daughter's boyfriend is an Amazon delivery driver, and the guy tells Cube to buy a thumb drive from Amazon so it can be delivered to him. Then using the power of VR, the boyfriend pilots the drone like he was in Top Gun to deliver the thumb drive to Homeland Security, diving and weaving among the tripods. I hate to go just beat by beat on this, but it's just so important for you to know all of it. The drone falls, it flips over, but on the camera they spot a homeless guy hiding in a tent. Using deep state tech, they track his face, get his phone number, and then text him to go outside in the danger and flip the drone over. He doesn't, of course, because there's a tripod right there. That would be insane. So they bribe him with $1,000 to the Amazon store. After that, he gladly...
Let's continue, guys. I just had to take a break because what am I?
Narrowly escapes after getting blasted by a tripod.
What is this?
The beam goes directly past the drone, like right where it was.
What is this?
Right where the homeless guy was standing.
Look at it! Whoa! You see his face?
I think the protagonists of this movie got a homeless guy killed after bribing him with 1,000 Amazon fun bucks. Anyway, the virus is delivered. The Air Force gives up on nuking Washington, D.C. That was a whole thing I didn't give a shit to say. And Ice Cube gets a fake-out death, because why not? F*** you.
Get off the way!
What I do appreciate is that this movie has really kept up this whole
this is hilarious,
the
bro.
entire time.
Yo, shout out Ice
like
Cube.
It's done terribly. It was like it was running a race in last place, but at least it stuck with it. It stuck with its dog shit idea.
You gotta respect it.
Until one shot. You see, every single shot has had some in-world explanation.
Okay.
A camera on a wall, a drone, a computer camera. Every shot, except for when he inserts the thumb drive.
They just have
That's just
found
an
footage.
omnipresent camera. That's not even a real recording of anything. Where did that come from?
What the
They could have
heck?
had some text saying the thumb drive was inserted, or maybe a security camera looking down at Ice Cube, but they just didn't give a shit at the end. That's amazing.
Is this a
In
troll?
1898,
They're trolling, bro.
H.G. Wells
They gotta be
published his
trolling.
novel, The War of the Worlds. 100 years later, in 1998, that same novel could be bought over the internet on a growing new website called Amazon.com.
Amazon.com.
Only 2 decades later, that very
Just to
same
butcher this movie.
website would turn this book into one of the worst movies
Of all
ever
time.
made.
It's so bad it sounds amazing. I don't know, bro.
Is this the worst movie ever made? I don't know. Saying a film is the worst
Sharknado was
ever
bad.
is like saying something is the best ever. And things can be good or suck for entirely equal reasons.
That is true.
I think this is a bad movie that'll be remembered a lot like The Room.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Every clip is a meme. Every clip may become a piece of internet shorthand for the terminally online.
Nah, facts.
Simply seeing Ice Cube in glasses now evokes the same emotions in me as seeing Tommy Wiseau greet a dog.
Hi, doggy.
The
I don't know,
Room
I've never seen The
was,
Room.
well, The Room because it was a vision by a single man. A strange and odd man, with a bad idea, and even worse execution, and War of the Worlds 2025 is kind of the same thing.
Yeah, but they blew up my house.
This movie,
Yeah, this
too, was dreamt by a man. One who
Whew.
had an
Lord
idea
have mercy.
and executed it terribly. That man is producer Timur Bekmambetov. Bekmambetov.
Hey,
We're just gonna call him
Bekmambetov.
Timur. Who
Come
the
on,
hell is
bro.
Timur? Well, remember
Come
when
on,
I
you gotta
mentioned
log in.
movies like Unfriended or
made all those?
Profile? He made those. This
I like
guy has
Unfriended.
been trying to make this genre a thing for years.
Wow, I didn't know
Normally
that.
I cover movies that have been out for
I like
a
Unfriended,
while,
though.
usually decades. After that span of time, all those pesky NDAs have expired. Everyone has blabbed about how bad a project was to work on. Blade Trinity style. Yeah, we're not that lucky for War of the Worlds.
We gotta wait.
It may be a while until we know what truly went on
Facts.
behind the scenes. All I have to go off of is a Wikipedia blurb, because I'm a fraud. But that Wikipedia blurb goes to a Hollywood Insider article from 2020. There we learn Universal Pictures had greenlit this project with Timur because they were interested in his screen life genre.
Okay.
This new technology will allow for a fully remote production, with all actors and crew working from their
Separate
individual
locations?
separate locations.
Nope,
Interesting.
that explains the
I wonder
chemistry.
what situation was going on in 2020 that would facilitate a studio wanting to explore this technology. Yeah, so this movie only exists because of COVID. Probably not a shock to anyone, considering how this movie has the energy of a community script reading reunion, or that time all the celebrities sang Imagine. So,
That makes a lot
it's
of
the height
sense.
of 2020. Things are insane. And
Yeah, that
some
makes a lot of
Universal
sense. That makes
executives
a lot more
are
sense.
worried about the future. Maybe they just learned what Zoom calls were, maybe they were going a little stir-crazy from the lockdown. Either way, in the midst of the craziness, I think some random executive at Universal worried that Hollywood might never make movies in person ever again.
I mean,
so
shit, it
they
was a crazy
approached
time, but
the literal
this is horrible.
only guy who was trying the idea where a bunch of actors are not physically
In the same
the
location.
same room. This must have felt like a golden opportunity for Timur.
If
This
only
was
he
his
knew.
first mainstream Hollywood job since Wanted. Yes, Timur directed Wanted.
Nah, before I pause this, do not say nothing bad about this movie. This, when I was a kid, bro, do you know how much I loved this movie? It's Kurt the Bullet, right?
Wanted.
Yeah, yep, that's my movie, bro. That was
This was
the
September
coolest thing I ever
2020,
seen in
after
my
which
life.
things just went silent. and no word was ever given on this project until this movie was shadow dropped on Amazon Prime in summer 2025. What happened? For now, we don't know, we can only guess. And my guess is that the very same executives that greenlit this movie, that thought screen life could be the future, actually saw it, and they realized their mistake.
Yeah.
The way this movie came out just has the stink of shame. It was shelved for years, and probably only released because of some contractual obligation. Do you think Timur knew how bad this movie was?
I mean, it's so bad
was
that
this actually his intended vision? Because despite it being screen life, this is entirely different than Unfriended or Profile. Those movies have minimum cuts and barely any noticeable editing. The computer is truly the conduit into this world. The intention of screen life and found footage in general is for the hand of the creative to be absolutely invisible. And War of the Worlds utterly betrays that. There has never been another movie where the editing actively undermines the entire film. It just makes the whole gimmick useless.
All systems have been penetrated and data drained.
It's fascinating that this movie meant to promote Amazon as a company that aired on their streaming site depicts their literal employee, a delivery driver, the people who keep this entire company afloat, as comic relief.
My phone's been freezing out. I'm on my way to her now. And
y'all doing y'all own work is dirty, bruh.
Now.
I have never seen a company actually represent its own average employee as a bumbling fool who is a baby daddy.
I'm not your daddy.
Oh.
Right.
The only use he has, the only use his entire life has to this plot is that he happens to have a near association with the latest and greatest Amazon has to offer. This would be like a Halo game ending because Cortana booted up Windows 10. So yeah, funny movie. Being a truly bad movie is an accomplishment. The real worst ones are memorialized in cinema forever. War of the Worlds 2025 may be remembered more than some Oscar Best Picture winners. Or it might not. I don't know how to end this video.
I'm Ice Cube, and this is my Ice Cubicle, and I'm here to ensure your cubes. So if you left the gas after dismounting your happy gas, or you just straight up died, I'm so sorry for your loss.
Oh my gosh, bro. Oh man. Oh man, bro. This is crazy. Shout out PointlessHub. Y'all go to this page, hit that sub button over there, bro. I'm gonna need y'all to let me know right now. I'm gonna leave a comment down below in the comment section. Y'all comment under it and let me know, should I react to the Worlds movie on here? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've seen clips. I know a little bit about it, pretty much a lot of it. But I still never seen all the way through. So y'all let me know if I should give my honest reaction to the movie down below. And should I react to the real one, like the one beforehand? To watch both of them. 2 separate videos. Y'all let me know if y'all want that down below. Dang, Cube. Nah, I see one of my goats, man. So this kind of hurt seeing that, man. What happened, bro? I feel like Amazon trolling us, bro. They just made a movie just to get their promo with theirs. I don't know, bro. This is bad. This is really bad. Y'all comment down below if y'all seen the movie yet too, man. Hit that like button, that sub button, join the Discord. I don't even know. I honestly don't know what to say now. Like, I don't know what to add to what we just witnessed, because it get to a point where while I watch these clips where I had to pause it, because it just, honestly, I feel like I could have edited that movie, and I sang a lot because my editing is not that good. But it's your boy 8K, that like I said, and we out of here, bro.